Don't let the skeptics and the critics tell you what to do. Until about a half hour ago, they say I wasn't coming. Tomorrow they'll say, why did he come? We got to do what we always have done. We must stand up and speak truth to power. But let me tell you this, it also goes two ways. We got to also correct what's going wrong in our own community. Because some of us are killing each other and selling dope to each other and robbing each other. And we must fight the forces that are wrong on the outside, but we've got to challenge some of you that are wicked in the inside of our own community. Many of our young people being told by this culture they ain't nothing, calling themselves the N-word, calling their women out their name. If you call yourself the N-word, you can't get mad when somebody treats you like that. One of the big rappers got in trouble not long ago. Talise won't let me call his name. You know I want it, but I ain't gonna do it. And he was one of them that was arguing with me about freedom of speech. I got the right to use the N-word. Got in trouble, called me. I said, what's up? He said, man, they messing with me. I said, what they do? They mess with my civil rights. I said, really? But ain't got no civil rights. What was our history? Our history was to use culture to drive and inspire our people, not to denigrate them. We got too many of our young people dropping out of schools. Too many of our young men making babies they walk away from. Acting like sex is physical exercise rather than a life commitment. Women being reduced to sex objects in our own community. And older folks scared to raise the young folk. And you so busy hiding your past rather than telling your young folk you made mistakes and guide them by your mistakes. Don't hide what you've been through. God brought you through so you can show somebody else he can bring them through. The more you've been knocked down, the stronger you was every time you got up. Don't hide being down. Be proud you got back up. Folk like to tell me, Reb, I heard so-and-so about you. That ain't nothing. You should have heard what you didn't know I did. But there's a God that can bring you through everything. And if God be for you, it's more than the whole world against you. Let me turn quickly. I want you to turn to the 37th Psalms. '37th Psalm. Let's go down to the 23rd verse. 37th Psalm, 23rd verse. It reads, the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and delighteth in his way. Though he fall, he shall not be utterly cast down. For the Lord upholdeth him with his hand. I've been young, and now am old, yet I've not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. I want to talk about ordered steps. I was raised by my mother. Father left when I was very young. So as many children of single-parent homes, you seek to replace a missing father in the bigger world. When I was a boy, Bishop Washington was like a father to me. When I got older, other ministers. And in my teen years, I met a man who became like the father I didn't have and stayed like that until he died. In fact, probably the most traumatic experience I faced in my life was when he died Christmas of 2006, because I felt like I had lost my father and best friend. In fact, he used to live in Macon, Georgia. Y'all know him as the Godfather Soul, James Brown. In fact, the man that was sitting with him in Crawford Long Hospital in Atlanta when he died was his manager for 40 years, Brother Charles Bobbitt. And Brother Bobbitt said that in the last days or so that he and Mr. Brown was talking, he always told him, look out for my family and look out for Reverend Sharpton. And since the day of his death, Mr. Bobbitt has traveled with me and taken care of me like he has done 40 years for James Brown. He's with me tonight. Stand up, Mr. Charles Bobbitt. I tell that story because about 2 days after Mr. Brown's death, we went and opened up his estate in Beach Island, South Carolina, right over the bridge from Augusta. And his children and I and Mr. Bobbitt and others went in for the first time to his house. First time that anyone had gone in there the 2 days after his death. Damon and others were filming it. And as we walked around the house videotaping to do inventory of what was there, we finally went into his bedroom suite. And when we got into his private bedroom, I kind of wandered toward the bed, and I noticed on one nightstand he had pictures of everybody. And on the other nightstand, his Bible was open. And I looked at the Bible, and it was open to the 37th Psalm. I called his daughters over and showed them that, and Mr. Bobbitt told us a story about how through all of his ups and downs and problems that he faced, he would always read the 37th Psalm. And I mentioned it when I preached his funeral. I talked about how he would always read the 37th Psalms because it gave him the faith and strength to keep going on. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity, because they will soon be cut down.